We're here talking about OVW in the last segment of tonight's Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast show, and holy flying, what a week it was. They had the premiere debut episode of their live weekly television show, OVW Live, on Thursday night, over on Fight and on all of Kentucky's public access channels. And holy cow, Sunday, did they start off this episode with a bang. So, Sunday, take it away. This is technically your segment, but if you need any help, I'm here for you, bud.
So, opening match was not what I was expecting. They opened up with the OVW Championship match to determine.
Well, no. Time out. Before that.
Oh, they before that they did announce a new title. They announced the new championship belt, the Kentucky Championship. They're in Kentucky. So they're gonna have they said they're gonna have a 32 man tournament where it was Matt Jones, one of the co-owners, announced this, said there's a 32 man tournament. They had at that point they had said they have 31 guys already in it, and he's gonna keep a close eye on for the night and see who he could add as the 32nd. But yeah, it's a new championship. It ties in with them having the new TV deal throughout all of Kentucky, so that's how they're kind of tying it all together. So it's actually a pretty cool looking belt.
It really
blue
is.
Strap, yeah, blue strap looks pretty good.
Looks
I'd like
old
to see
school.
a more up close, detailed picture, which I bet you could probably find on the OVW Twitter or Instagram
It's
or
got
whatever.
the state. It's blue strap. It's got like silver gold around it. It's got the state of Kentucky in the middle of it, and it's got heavyweight on the top and champion on the bottom. And it's almost like what the fuck's that belt? It's like flat and then curved. So it's
is it almost like the old NWA television title or the WCW, like the old TV title way back in the day?
Kinda, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that TV title, yeah.
Okay.
But blue strap, picture of the state, like a cutout of the state of Kentucky in the middle. It says Kentucky Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, it's a cool look. You can find a picture of it on their Twitter. From when was that posted? That was posted. They retweeted it. It was posted by somebody else. They retweeted it from May 6th. But so that's how they start out the show is telling us about this new championship, and then the first match of the show is the OVW Championship match. So it goes in, as we knew from last week, is the OVW title was kind of up in the air because of a double pin during the OVW Championship match at Retribution. So it's Cash Flow and Omar Amir both have can stake a claim to it. So this was the match to decide who the actual champion was. Starts out little feel 'em out, little nobody wants to make a mistake at the beginning. Then a couple pin attempts early by both guys, mainly Omar Amir, but a couple by Cash Flow as well. Then there was some strikes. Amir kind of takes control. Some strikes in the corner, big splash in the corner, T-bone out of the corner, and that's a big dude to throw a T-bone to is Cash Flow. He's a big guy. Then 1 second.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm going to try and show everybody the if I can. Yeah.
Of course, I'm getting a tickle in my throat right now as I have to do the talking now.
So let me switch over real quick to this. This is what the Kentucky Championship looks like now. As you can see, it's got the top that says Kentucky. It's got the state of Kentucky in the middle, and it's got heavyweight champion on the bottom half. It's all blue and silver gold from the looks of it. Really nice. That's Matt
Looks
Jones.
real nice. That's a nice belt.
Yeah, it's a good looking belt. Like I said, it's more of that like Jim Crockett Promotions TV title type belt.
Yeah.
But all right. So I think I'm okay now. So Omar throwing the T-bone suplex. Then, of course, Josh Ashcroft gets involved because that's what he does. Throws a distraction. He's trying to get a foreign object into cash flow, a chain. It was outside the ring, so he's trying to get a chain. Cash flow wraps up the chain as Ashcroft is distracting Omar Amir. Cash flow goes to throw the right hand, and the ref actually stops him. Ref stops him. at that moment, Cash flow sucked at cheating. He did not hide it well enough. He's holding up, wrapping it up, and the referee's like right there. So it gets stopped on the outside, but this is a forthcoming, a tale to be told later with this chain, or maybe it was a different chain. I'm not sure. And then
there was multiple. I know that.
Yes, there were more than one chain eventually involved in this, but as that was getting stopped, we go to commercial. We come back, and Amir had control of the match this whole time, but Ashcroft had that distraction. That happened. We come back. We're in the ring. Cash flow has control. So we didn't get to see exactly how he kind of took control of the match, but Cash is in control. A lot of ground and pound, a lot of holds, strikes on the ground. Amir is definitely the faster, more athletic guy, so Cash is using his size and strength to keep him down and keep him grounded.
And very young too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just about half Cash's age, but he's fighting it hard. Cash is doing the right thing. He's keeping him down. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He hit a monster of a clothesline on Amir, and I think Omar Amir was Amir Omar for a few seconds. He didn't know where he was. But then it comes back, and Amir starts getting some momentum, but Cash takes advantage of a Ashcroft distraction again, and gets control again. Then Cash tries to hit almost like a spear shoulder block type thing in the corner, and Amir is able to jump flip out of it, which reminded me a little bit of the Danger Dean Dustin Urich, how he flipped into a sunset flip. He didn't do a sunset flip, but he did flip out of it and miss it completely. The Amir starts to get some stuff going, diving clothesline, belly to belly, a couple more clotheslines. Ashcroft gets involved again for the third time. He's up on the apron. This is where he's trying to distract the ref, do that whole ref's right in front of you, then you throw the object around him, the foreign object around him, yep, and get it to Cash Flow. Well, he overthrows it and it goes to Amir. Because you're fucking cheating! At this moment, he did as well. So Amir,
at this moment, Amir realized he screwed up.
So Amir wraps the chain around his hand, knocks Cash right in the face, gets the cover. He's going for the 1, 2, 3. As he's going for the 1, 2, 3, Ashcroft helps Cash get the leg on the ropes, gets stopped. Ashcroft points to the ref saying, "Hey, look, he has an object. Look what he did." So as the ref is talking to Amir, and he has the thing, the object, they're trying to figure it out. They're over in the corner. That's when Ashcroft hands Cash another chain, and so he wraps it around his fist. Amir turns around, gets the punch. Then the ref turns around, sees him down, gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. Your new OVW champion, Cash Flow. It was, we know the term is dusty finish. It was definitely a dusty finish. It was dusty throughout the whole match. There were chains involved in 3 different phases of that match.
And Ashcroft was involved in 4 phases of the match as well.
Yeah. I mean, so it was definitely that old school, 80s wrestling, where there was the bad guy always had a manager, and the managers always get the Bobby the Brain Heenans, the Slicks, the Captain Lou's, all those guys that are always, the Freddie Blassies, always getting involved in the outcome and distracting a ref, distracting the opponent, all that stuff. I like the psychology of the match. I hope it leads to more because, Cash is a heel. He won with heel tactics. I'm okay with that. I was kind of hoping to have a little bit more of cleaner finish just because of how the title was held up. And, I just kind of wanted to see it because both these guys can wrestle. And I was hoping for it, but I mean, like, I understand the point of it. It's going to get Cash a lot of heat, and that's what, as a heel, you're supposed to do. So, I mean, I get it. There was a lot of like slow and sloppiness, especially at the beginning of this match, where almost like they probably talked about spots during the match, but they didn't talk about the whole thing. And I think there was a couple moments where they didn't know what they were doing. And then there was a couple moments where it was obvious they talked to each other about what they were doing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That bothered. I don't mind the guy with long hair and you're in a headlock to it and you whisper into his ear and you can kind of notice that. But when like you stop before you Irish whip and say something to him and then Irish whip him,
yeah,
that's a little annoying to me in a match. There was definitely some miscommunication. I like the storyline of the match. I do like the heel wrestling, heel manager tactics. I gave it 2 3/4 lighthouses just because I wanted a little bit more cleaner. Like, I think it would have been a better story almost if Ashcroft was involved less, but bigger at the end. You know what I mean? Like, just make, where he kept trying. It looked like he failed, then succeeded. Where I think it would have been better if he just succeeded once. I think that would have, Cash, make it look like Cash could do it by himself, because it almost made it look like Cash can't. Usually in a heel champion type thing, even though they get the help to win, usually at points in the match it looks like they're going to win without the help and the extra stuff. This one, it looked like pretty much the whole time he needed the help. That's the only psychology about this match that I didn't love. But I know, Johnny, you said you watched it a little while ago. What was your thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't mind Josh Ashcroft getting involved as much as he did. I think we do have a competition in the ranks of the Al Snow Wrestling Academy with Bud Bellflower and Josh Ashcraft. Because both these guys are very talented heel managers. Both can talk on the mic. Both can play their gimmick. Both, in ways, have succeeded in making their talent win matches, and in ways, either screwing them or almost screwing them in certain situations. Josh got lucky on this one, I think, because there was multiple attempts at trying to get Cash Flow the win via a dusty finish, and almost backfired. I just got to have a conversation with Monster 9. I mean,
yeah,
that's really all it is.
You should talk to him. Be like, hey, by the way, you get near, you start to see someone running at you, just move a little bit. That's all Bud's got to do.
But in terms of the overall match, I love the ground and pound matches, obviously, and for the most part, I mean, I know of a spot that Jeff is talking about that I saw that, yes, it was a little bit obvious, but at the same time, for the most part, it was a well-worked match. It was a fantastic ground and pound. They had good exchanges, especially with the chops. They had so many chops in that match.
Yeah, that's what Cash does. Cash has got some of the best chops.
Oh my God, yes.
Around. Definitely the best chops in OVW. They are loud, and I don't want to take one.
No. No. But all in all, I mean, I'll take it up a notch and go 3 lighthouses on that one. I mean, I'm not over on it, but at the time and what was at stake and what actually happened, it makes sense. It got the crowd going. It was a back and forth match, even with all the chains flying in the air and, people hitting each other with fucking chains. It was a good opening match for their, premiere episode of their OVW live TV appearance on TV.
I'm just curious why they decided to put that as the first match instead of the main event. Have the OVW National Championship match on the show.
My question: what time did it air in Kentucky?
It would be It would be 1 hour behind us. So what? It was 7 o'clock here, so it'd be 6 o'clock at night there.
I'm just wondering if they put it on early because they were trying to get that match more eyes on, and if everyone was gearing up for the 8 o'clock prime time hour, maybe they put it on early so people weren't already switching to that prime time 8 o'clock stuff. Or maybe there was an NBA game on or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they were just trying to play time.
It's
time
only
slot.
state TV.
The other thought is, with the national championship title being in the main event, you get Jesse Goddard, who actually has a little more national notoriety from some of his reality show type stuff. So maybe they just wanted him in the main event on their first show, on the TV with the new TV deal. That was my thought. Was it might have been Goddard's has a little more pull.
Well, just look at the card.
Twitter followers, but
congratulations on being
I
a
was
follower,
definitely shocked to see. I honestly thought the national championship.
What was that?
I said congratulations on being one of the few.
well, thank you. It is quite spectacular, if you will.
But I expected the national championship match to go on first. That was my thought. Like if I was going into it, I assumed that would go first. Then they would have. I thought you would see like a tag match with the Tate twins, and then the main event be the title match, the OVW title match. But
if you look at the card also for what they gave out for the premiere episode, you saw obviously the OVW championship. You saw, Haley J, which we'll talk about next, as the OVW Women's Champion, and then you have Jesse Goddard as the National Heavyweight Champion in this episode altogether. So if you look at the card, you could make a case for either or that Jesse could go first, or Omar Amir and Cashflow can go the main event, or vice versa. At what the card is showing me tonight. So. Sunday, continue. I think we got Zoe and Haley next.
Yeah, so we got Hollywood Haley Jade versus Zoe Sky. Like you said, Hollywood Haley Jade is the women's champion. This is a non-title match. I'm pretty sure this is a debut match for Zoe Sky.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So immediately you see her. She's got a good look. She looks like today's athletic women's wrestler type. Has that Sasha Banks type build and everything. And she comes out, blazing, guns blazing, hot start. But then, you get a little, Luscious is in the corner with Haley Jade. So you get a little distractions from him. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around Luscious, because he was kind of the face in the match at Retribution against Goddard's, but he kind of has a lot of heel tactics, and Haley kind of has some heel tactics. I'm just trying to piece it all together.
Yeah, same here. I'm having a hard time because Luscious is fucking a great worker from what I've seen so far in OVW. And again, the crowd was behind Luscious during Retribution. And then, like you said, I mean, it's weird. It really is.
And there's a decent amount of that in OVW's, like, they do a lot of old school type tactics, but old school was this guy is a heel, this guy is a face, and they have a lot more blurred lines when it comes to that. I mean, there's some guys that are obviously heel, like Cash is obviously heel, Goddard's is obviously a heel, but I don't know. I'll get into it a little more in the main event, but yeah, some distractions from him gives Haley a chance to get away. But then, I mean, Zoe keeps it going. More offense, big diving cross body that Haley actually had to. She was a little too far away, so Haley had to step in and make the save and be protective. She did a very good job of staying safe there and still selling it too. Haley. Zoe actually had most of the offense in this match, and Haley did some good job selling. I kind of like both of them. They both look good. So there was a huge soccer kick from Zoe. Thought we were getting a pinfall there, but then quick reversal from a move into by Haley into that flatliner into the Koji clutch, and Zoe didn't tap out. She passed out too. I think they're going to be pushing Zoe Sky. Zoe Sky was real impressive. Like I said, Haley sold well. was protective. I like that. I think it was a good match. I gave it 3 lighthouses. It was a solid women's match, with some high flying, some ground moves, some striking, all around. Good, like I said, good selling. I want to see Zoe in a match. Like, she ended up losing this match, but she also had the offense for 85% of it. So I want to see her selling a little more to really grade her out. But so far in one match, I think she has a lot of potential.
What do you think about Haley J? What's your opinion on Haley J?
So I think she gets the idea of what she's supposed to be doing in there well. I think her physical execution is off at times.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I think she knows where she's got to be. I think she knows how to like play up the crowd, whichever side she wants to do. I think she knows, well, how to stay safe, how to sell, do all that stuff. But sometimes her actual physical execution of moves don't look great. So that thing is, I think she just needs more repetition, more matches. Her character is okay. This Hollywood girl that wants to, it's almost comical without it being comical. Like at Retribution, maybe it was the week leading up to Retribution, they showed her, like auditioning for films and stuff.
Oh, that was during. Yeah,
it was during. Okay, I don't remember which one it was, because they all blurred together a little bit that week.
That was on purpose, I guess, because I guess the storyline was that they were sending her away so that she couldn't have any interference during the national championship match.
Yeah. But so she was like auditioning and saying lines from all like famous movies and stuff like that. It was and some of them she butchered horribly. Some of them she just like, I'm not even doing that. It was actually fairly well done. I do like her character. I do, like I said, I do like her in-ring psychology. I just want her actual execution to be crisped up, and I think she could become. And I mean, she's working with Al Snow and everybody. I think it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Oh, she's the OVW Women's Champion. She's been that way for a while. So I mean, she's got to put in the work, because I mean. You got Zoe Sky, you got Ari Alexander, which we'll talk about next. You got Lilith Grimm coming up in the ranks. And I'm going to tell you right now, I saw the OVW match with her and Ari. Lilith is a different wrestler when she gets to OVW. Same gimmick, same character.
Rises to the occasion.
Because she can do a little more, because she's with more experienced talent. And oh my God. I know you see Lilith in Rocky Mountain Pro, and you see how she is and just absolutely decimating people. But when she gets the opportunity to go up to that next level, you see stuff out of her that you don't see at Rocky Mountain Pro. And I was shocked as shit. She did a haluba bomb to somebody. I forget who. Like she holds back. I'm telling you, she is going to be something. Like I see her getting signed in 2 years, easily. If that, it might be next year. I would go right now on record to say that Lilith Grimm is better than Abaddon.
That's a big statement.
It is.
It is.
Because I like Lilith. I think she's very good in the ring. Have
you seen her work outside?
I haven't seen it, but I do. I think Abaddon's character is so far beyond that it's so different.
I don't hate Abaddon. I don't hate her character. Like, I think out of anybody in wrestling, I think she's the only one that has stayed kayfabe throughout. I just think talent-wise, in-ring work, I think Lilith has the edge, in my opinion.
I mean, because of Abaddon's character, her in-ring style is different.
Yeah.
So there are some things that she does. I can see your point. To me, I'm curious what somebody like Titus or Mercury would say to that statement. I'm very curious about that. That's something we're gonna have to ask them at some point, because I think like I said, Abaddon's character carries her a little further. She doesn't have to, put on one of these, Claudio Castagnoli versus Tyler Black type matches, because that's not what her character would do. I mean, and Lilith's character isn't crazy different from Abaddon's. They have some similarities, but Abaddon is definitely more
cinematic.
Over the top. Yeah, more over the top.
Yeah. All right, but, moving on. I just had to make that statement. Because since we're talking about OVW and Lilith and Atiba and Jumbo and Bruce Wayne's are all kind of jumping into the OVW scene a little bit as well. Just want to throw something in there as well. Which, good job, Lilith, by the way. All right, the good word. Sunday, go ahead.
Reverend Ronnie Roberts, gotta love Reverend. I love every segment of his.
Reverend,
So he immediately talks about the new Kentucky Heavyweight Championship tournament, that he's in it. He is entered into the tourney.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, like I said, from the since I've been starting to follow OVW, I haven't seen him in the ring. He's had his segments, his almost Piper's Pit type segments. But okay, so he has his guest. It's Ari Alexander, like we discussed. So she's the one that at Retribution had the little thing with Shannon the Dude, supposedly a match. Shannon was the one who came out and just degraded women and get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich and all this fun stuff that we've all heard 400,000 times each. So of course, Ari talks about it a little bit. Shannon's on commentary. Shannon has enough of it, gets up and walks into the ring with his radio championship belt, which Ari supposedly won, but then gave back to her because she calls it not a real championship.
I don't fucking understand the storyline whatsoever. I really fucking don't.
Not the slightest. So she was talking about how she has a future title match against Haley Jade, and then talks about beating Shannon. That's when Shannon gets in the ring. Talks the same, degrading women crap that he was doing before. And then Matt Jones, the guy that, the co-owner that came out and talked about that Kentucky Heavyweight Championship belt and tournament. He comes out and tells Shannon, he goes, well, we did need one more for that tournament. We had 31, we need 32. How about you, Shannon? You'll be number 32. And in your first round, you get to face the biggest man on the roster, Big Rex. So it's Shannon's not happy.
Congratulations.
Shannon's not happy. And that's pretty much how it ends, is Shannon complaining about it a little bit, but later on commentary you hear him say, oh, I'm gonna be the underdog, I'm gonna upset and all this stuff. But I love Rev's segments.
They're always fun to watch.
They're always fun, but he couldn't even make Shannon the Dude watchable.
No, he couldn't. No, it's extremely hard with this guy and the gimmick that he's running.
I mean, I don't hate his heel commentary.
No, I don't.
On the matches. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I'm like, all right, but it's almost like he's just searching for cheap heat. That's it. Like, what's the obvious thing? Like, if he was in Boston, he'd talk about the Yankees. If he was in New York, he'd talk about the Red Sox. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's just the easy stuff, the low hanging fruit. That's all he goes after.
I will go as far up as say, I think I can compare him to like a Taz commentary as a heel commentator.
Well, as the heel part, not the
heel work. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Work. Yeah, he's kind of that style.
So I wouldn't compare him to JBL. I wouldn't compare him to Corey Graves. Like, obviously not Jerry.
Yeah.
It's extremely like he's kind of
like Jerry from 1996. When
early Jerry
when he was just talking about puppies.
I just watched WrestleMania 10, so
okay. We'll do Jerry the King 95, 96.
Yeah. But yeah, I gave the whole segment 1.5 lighthouses, and like I said, it would have been less if it wasn't Rev.
Yeah, I mean Rev is so good.
Ari on the mic was okay, but she was a little like searching for words at times, and doesn't have like the voice inflection and the confidence. Like, you know how you can listen to somebody talk and they have confidence in their voice, they have inflection, they know what they're saying. She was always kind of like stone-faced, monotone. Got the words out and said some nice, like what she said made sense and everything, but I just want a little more charisma in the work. Which
is what I think Rocky Mountain Pro does a little bit better over OVW, is that with their promo classes that they have at Rocky Mountain Pro, you see a little bit more female promos than you do with OVW. Not by much, but I mean, from what I've seen, I think Ari was one of the first promos I think I've actually seen on OVW since we started covering these guys. And you can tell. I mean, I think out of anybody in the women's division, I think Haley's got the talking and the promo skills decently down pat. Other than that, I mean, I haven't really seen anything else. And Ari, and I agree with you, Sunday, on that Ari has the capability of doing it. It's just work. It's just reps.
And the more she does it, the more confident she'll get.
Yeah.
And she'll be better at it. I mean,
people don't realize how tough talking on a mic and cutting a promo really is, whether it's scripted or not. It's extremely tough.
You're going to say beforehand, but saying it like you don't already know what you're going to say, saying it like you're saying it naturally, all that stuff it matters, and all that stuff makes a guy, whether he's a Shelton Benjamin promo or he's an MVP promo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Shelton,
don't cut Shelton short.
He's a great worker. His promos
Ain't no stopping me now.
his promos, especially back like in the mid 2000s,
the golden era.
Even
gold standard.
The gold standard. I actually didn't mind the gold standard gimmick, but he's always needed a mouthpiece, and he's never really had one until MVP.
Charlie Haas.
Yeah, Charlie Haas is a great mouthpiece. That's the one issue with a lot of these, bringing in a lot of these like collegiate wrestlers is, they got the in-ring skill, but they've never, if they weren't like pro wrestling fans growing up, the promo stuff is stuff that comes much later.
They're not all Brock.
What? Well, Brock actually.
Brock can. Brock can.
Yes, yeah.
You see him when he was in UFC. Post-match interviews were awesome.
Shooting.
But see, that's the thing. Brock doesn't cut promos. He just tells you what he's going to do to destroy you.
Yeah.
But that's
you know who's the best in like this crop of cutting a promo that's like just a guy that they got from amateur wrestling is Chad Gable. Chad Gable's really good at it. Angelo Dawkins, okay, but Chad's been the best. But okay, back to OVW.
The Reverend's still better than them, though. Reverend cuts the
Reverend Scott's a great promo. Like I said, I love his segments, but he couldn't even make me want to watch Shannon the Dude.
It's hard.
Right.
And he actually has a podcast, and I guess there's a whole thing behind the radio championship that he has, and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Can I go for the radio championship? I have a podcast.
I can. I'm a host of 2 fucking shows. I'll fucking go after that thing. Al Snow, sign me up, bud. I'll kick his ass for you.
Put him in the Colorado Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, main event time, Jesse Goddard versus AJZ. I'm going to have you take this one all the way. I only saw the first half of it. Then I had to go have dinner. So,
all right. So, I really like both of these guys. Jesse's, I think Jesse's the top heel in the company. He's
no question.
He's a veteran.
Absolutely.
He's been on national TV. He's done a lot. I mean, I don't think he's a super high level worker, but his heel work is really good. His promos are really good. He might even be the best promo in the company for wrestler. I mean, managers aside. But yeah, so we start out the match, both in the ring. Both, I mean, this is like a Vince McMahon dream with like the bodybuilder bodies on both of these guys. So it starts out. Jesse, who's normally like that tentative start at the match, trying to play defensive, starts out with like a double leg and just tries to get a Boston Crab on immediately, and gets counted into a roll up attempt by AJZ. Then they go back to like the cat and mouse a little bit. Jesse has some control, but AJZ hits a really cool springboard DDT, which I love that move. From the outside, from the apron to the inside of the ring. Then come back. Then we go to commercial right after that. We come back and Jesse's using the Boston Crab on AJZ. He finally gets it on him, but AJZ's like in the ropes and he's not breaking it. Gets the 5 count, still doesn't break. No call by the ref. Title match, main event, first show on the new thing. That they gotta be a little more lenient. I understand it. He even gets to the point where he doesn't break it, but then drags him to the middle of the ring and the ref stops. Trying to make him break it. But I like the spot. It was cool. It was, like I said, he's a good heel. He's doing heel things. AJZ like crawling and everything, trying to get to the ropes was cool. AJZ actually ends up powering out, like doing the legs to force his way out of it, to show off his strength. And AJZ is a big, strong dude. Then AJZ gets him up in a fireman's carry. Looks like he's going for some sort of TKO, and Jesse gouges the eyes. And then as AJZ's going to the ref trying to tell him he gouges the eyes, AJZ hits the Ric Flair back leg kick low blow on Jesse. So another spot where we're going, who's the face, who's the heel? They're both doing heel tactics. I don't know what's going on here. And then so AJ on the other side, on the apron, going for some sort of springboard, I don't know, crossbody, like from the apron to the middle of the ring, some sort of springboard crossbody or something. Jesse catches him with a code breaker. Really cool spot. Look crisp. Looked like it's supposed to look. High level spot. Then Jesse over in the corner hits AJZ with a spear. Takes him a while to get to the cover because he's still like kind of hurt from everything. Gets the cover. I'm thinking, with how long it took him to kind of get over to the cover and how he dragged his way over there, that we were getting a kick out, because the spear is how Jesse's been winning matches a lot lately. But he gets the 1-2-3 count, and Jesse is still your OVW national champion. I like the match. It wasn't spectacular. There was a couple really good spots. Like I said, I'm a little confused.
It was spectacular.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, there was. I'm still confused with the who's the heel, who's the face thing, because we see that a lot now. As a trend, we saw Omar Amiri use the chain and Cash Flow use the chain. We've been seeing a lot of stuff like that. But then right after the match, Jesse cuts a promo, like still heavy breathing, like in the ring in the corner, cuts a promo. It's a good promo. It's a really good heel promo. The funny thing is, do you remember when I reviewed his match with Luscious at the pay-per-view at Retribution, where I kind of had a complaint that neither one of them really went for pinfalls for a large portion of the match. Mm-hmm. The first thing Jesse says in this promo is, AJZ, you tried to pin me. You kept trying to pin me. I wonder if you heard my... He was just getting that point across. But yet, like, there was, like I said, at the beginning of the match, there was a lot of roll-up attempts and stuff like that. So, I mean, maybe my word's getting out. I don't know. But yeah, there was a... He kept talking about how he expected after the match to be shaking AJZ's hand, that he was going to give him a hard match and all this stuff, and AJZ just didn't perform well enough, and he doesn't deserve it. And he goes, it doesn't matter. He's like, I'm the face of this company. Doesn't matter which camera angle. But they, some of them give me, see my jawline better and give me my better side and all this stuff. The way it was done, I recommend you guys go even if you don't watch the whole match, just watch this promo at the end. It is really good. So I gave the match 2 3/4 lighthouses. I gave the promo 4 lighthouses. It was good, and I'm telling you, he is the best heel in the company. And I mean, I guess that's why he went on last.